Hey y'all, it is a special day. It is the 7th day of Nirvatri. So we are celebrating the goddess Saraswati. And so this video today is going to be truth telling. And in philosophy today we were talking about death. And so I wanted to bring in first the lightness and the peace and the sattva, and then I want to be real. I want to be really real about Kundalini and what this really means. And if you're stepping into this, what that really looks like. And so Saraswati is this goddess where she liberates through knowledge and through wisdom. She is on the tongue. She is with you in the night, 3-ish around that time, where we have clarity, right? The world is peaceful. She is on the hands of the gentleness of dancers. And so you can probably see why I love her so much. And Saraswati, in these last few days, we sort of use her energy to also ask not to use our words to deceive or to manipulate. Because if that's going wrong, then that looks like manipulation or gossiping, right? And so in our throat, we have Saraswati as well. And in the chakras, as we rise our consciousness above the heart, and in our heart we have love. We have the opposite of love. It's not hate, it is fear. And when we get above that, when we speak our truth, we find so many of us out here saying we want to speak our truth, but what does that really mean? Because sometimes people are just taking up your time. Wisdom knows that everything that you say has a charge and an action. So silence, the crown chakra is silence. And so it's really important to be mindful with every word that you choose, because you're creating realities into existence. And so when we speak our truth, it doesn't mean that we need to stifle it and to literally really think we can let the river flow, but we need to also be aware that it really matters what we say. And so this time of Saraswati, she represents sattva, purity. She wears white, and then sometimes she's depicted with blue. Blue is the throat. And there's also royalty here. She is the consort of Brahma, of this original consciousness, this original creation and destroyer. And so today we were talking about death in class, and the soul liberates, right? But on top of our soul is our egos and our personalities and our fear of death. And what does that look like, right? We all know that it's someday we're all gonna go, and so we have to die every single day to actually live. We have to die every single day to actually live. And that means being bold, and in the boldest way that we can live is in kindness. And you'll know if your Kundalini is beginning to rise or to awaken because you choose kindness for everyone. It doesn't look like it's satisfying the eye. True love, you disappear. True love is with the universal consciousness. Unconditional love, we have conditions on every single relationship that we have because we're human. We have expectations, right? So true love, true unconditional love is that of being held in the divine. It is I've been healing this sort of this idea of that love sort of means sacrifice, but in some ways it means service. In some ways it means being in karma yogi, and through heart devotion we have our bhakti yoga, and through our hatha practices we liberate through the sun and the moon. We liberate the body and the mind, in the masculine and the feminine. There's so many ways to sort of attract and to reach these union states, but what does that really mean? Like, are we choosing love because it means that we're gonna get something out of it? And at the base of us, we rise up that Kundalini, and maybe it gets past the heart. Maybe it's really in the throat. Maybe we really are speaking real truth, but it falls right back down to Ganesh. And Ganesh is the elephant, the stability. And so we can't really rise our consciousness if we're not you hear all the time being grounded. But what does that really mean? We're never not grounded, right? Because we're always on the earth. We are a part of this earth. We are already in union, what we forgot. And so you see these masters that have experienced life, that have lived through you know, they've done enough in the world that they're remembered for their greatness. If it's Jesus in his healing hands, or it's Gandhi, it's Buddha, right? They all have this thing in common where they say that they are not who we think they are. What does that mean? It means that all of us are actually consciousness. All of us have our dharma, all of us have our purpose, and we're here to bring more of that loving kindness down onto this earth. And so the process of liberation is, it's remembering. And I'm finding that, especially out here in India, there are so many people that are just kind just to be kind. It's as simple as, you know, I wanted to take a chai to go, and the guy in the shop said, just take the glass cup, bring it back. And you don't really see that in the States. It's a lot more sort of individualized. And so today, on this special day, to really feel the embodiment of truth, to really speak truth. I find that a lot of people think that they're speaking truth, but sometimes they're just talking to talk. Because truly being wise is the Om. It is the silence. Knowing that we're casting spells with everything that we say. And our actions, karma translates to actions. And so it matters what we do. But our actions are derived from our thoughts. And so the process of purifying our vessels, to really be in this practice, it takes discipline. It takes a practice every single day. And you might not ever get to even feel your Kundalini. You might not get to these giggling fits. You know, the chakras have the emotions. We can feel love, we can feel fear, we can feel joy. But to really feel this Kundalini awakening, and I'm not saying that I'm there, I'm saying that I'm devoted to the path, whatever that means, really. But when you're feeling love and kindness, and then you attach to whatever is giving you that feeling, and they do something that you don't like them to do, are you still loving them? So sometimes we hear, you know, in a negative light, that yoga is just these blissed out, unattached things that are beings that are ungrounded. But what unattachment means is that you're okay with whatever is happening, whatever is in the now. Death is murti, and we have to die every single day. We have to resurrect every single day. We go to sleep and we go to these in-between realms. We go to these dream realms. And in some ways, that's real reality. Because here on earth, there's limits. And to be liberated from the senses, the senses is where we perceive. Our body is a tool to be here on earth. To speak, to smell, to taste. And we know God loves us because God gives us pleasure, right? And God wants us. This is Earth School. We're here to also experience just all that there is, all that the trees and the sounds and the birds have to offer, and they give us the warmth, they give us that love inside. But to speak truth, to really be honest, we have to look in the mirror. And I think most of us don't really want to look in the mirror. It's really easy to fog up the mirror. So to liberate yourself, we have to look at our own ways that we're keeping ourselves in suffering. And so are we being honest with ourselves first and foremost? When we say things like please and thank you, are we really, you know what I mean? To say please is to beg. You say thank you, but then we do it over and over and over again. I don't like to say sorry. I like to say thank you. So, to practice Kundalini, and I'm already breaking the rules just by putting it on the internet and not being able to actually be with you guys, not actually, hold any hands, and there's a reason that there's the guruship. Because it really helps to have a teacher. And when you're in the energy of a teacher and they have more sort of attainment, they put you in this safe casing. But most of the people in our lives are temporary teachers. And so we even have to non-attach from most relationships. Most people that we meet are just supposed to bring you new awareness, give you codes, and then leave. This journey is fucking hard. This journey is constantly bringing me to my knees because I don't know. And this journey also has brought me more joy, more life than anything that the material world could give me. And in some ways it brings, more quality to my material realm. Like, it's an honor to wear linen right now. This makes your aura radiate more. And even this, being in India right now, I came home from Goa and then immediately someone asked if I wanted to come and train, all expenses paid, just because they wanted me to know more Kundalini and to have me more trained and to bring more of these teachings down. I didn't deserve this. I think maybe in past lives I got really lucky and helped. We have the samskaras in the wheel, and so it does matter sort of what happened, but the only thing we take with us is the wisdom, is the knowledge. And so it's an honor to feel and to pray and to ask Saraswati to be on my tongue and to give me peace and to give me knowledge and to give me wisdom and to teach me music and to give me words of poetry and to help me dance with my love and my hands and my body and to look at people like they're children of God and to really, really feel that. But I know that's not me. Does that make sense? Because the I needs to dissolve. But I'm human. We're all human. And so we hold our ego, we hold our problem solving, we hold our mind. So anything that we are attaining in the physical world, even the attainment of knowledge, in some ways it has nothing to do with you. We're just fucking blessed. So as we start to unlock gifts and you start to, you start to know things that you shouldn't know, and you start to get spiritual gifts, and don't hold on to it. If you have a message for someone and they want to receive it, amazing, but don't hold on to that. There's a moment in time, and all we have is now, and it's constantly going to change. And if you stick to this path, you stick to this Kundalini path, you're going to unlock. You're going to experience magic. Magic is 100% real. Magic is 100% human. It is so magic to breathe. It is so magic to take oxygen and to have it come into your lungs and then come into your bloodstream and then have it come out as carbon dioxide, and then the trees eat the carbon dioxide and then they give you back oxygen. It is magic to be here on Earth. But more than that, you'll start to see things. You'll start to see ancestors behind people. You'll start to know what to say to help people feel better. But in some ways, you'll start to be bolder in your truth. And that's what I want to talk about. Like, that's what I want to bring awareness to, is sometimes you're going to not want to say something. And sometimes just don't. And sometimes it's none of your business, even though you know things about people. But the more that you can actually speak honestly, even if it's hard, the less you care about being liked, then that Kundalini can rise to the throat. And Saraswati can be open. And Kali can be bold and fierce. Because the more you do these practices, the harder it gets. You're going to have less friends. I promise you're going to have less friends. But you're going to have quality. And you're going to think that you're going towards something, and then as soon as you think you know, that's the perfect opportunity for the divine to teach you something. And our teacher said today, God is the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. So as soon as you land where you think you're good, it's the perfect opportunity for everything to get completely rearranged. So if you have teachers out there, and social media is destroying in some ways this practice, and it's also beautiful because it also connects, and it's a different time than when the tantrics wrote all the teachings down, and Patanjali is one of the first, and we have Raja Yoga, and it's the yoga of royalty, and it does put you in royalty. It does put you in these divine states of being that are innate and natural. But it becomes quality over quantity. And that's not easy, because you'll know when you start thinking of everyone. When you start thinking of the masses and the collective in all of your actions and your thoughts and your love, it means you have to sacrifice the I for the we. There's no more you. And so you have to die to what you think you want. You have to die to the desires of the flesh. And I'm getting a little bit choked up because the human in me can feel like that's a lone wolf path, and I'm learning that that's the best thing that ever happened to me is losing. Because we don't really lose, because matter cannot be created or destroyed. You're just going up the spiral. And the depiction is of a snake in Kundalini. And in the base of the spine, right? The chakras are metaphorical. And don't ever let somebody tell you that your chakras are blocked. That energy is always there. But if you're unlocking that Kundalini, it's raw potential. And so if we don't take the necessary disciplinary steps, and then it just, you imagine if you have ill motivation in your being, and then you have this raw energy, it's going to go and cast out in ways that are unhealthy and can be manipulative. And I see a lot of that out there. There's just so much of gatekeeping and pretending like we're holier than thou because there's a bit of spiritual attainment, and me too. My shadows are wanting to be liked and wanting to feel beautiful and vanity and not speaking truth when I should, and not being bold, and listening to people that just need to be told no. And many more shadows than that. But again, we have to look into the mirror to do this journey. And I wish I could be in a classroom setting with all of you guys, but more so I wish that you guys would look in the mirror and know you're okay, know you're held, and then from there, promise just not to speak if it's not totally honest, because that will liberate you. So in the name of Saraswati, may we all speak truth, even if truth is not what we always want. Because we trust, we fully surrender, that we are so held and so loved, even in the darkest, darkest places, even in death. We're okay. Because on the other side of the veil, in true reality, there is only oneness. Beyond our understanding, there is only love. And this earth has duality. It has light and it has shadows. And that's all dancing of the Ida and the Pingala in our body, of the Sushumna, mirroring the dynamics of this earth, of the galaxies, the yin and the yang coming together. And how lucky are we to experience. We're just here to learn. Jema. Satnam. Namaste.